Brace yourselves, because there's another contender on the cryptid catwalk, one that's as elusive as it's mysterious. It's big, occasionally has anger management issues, and wait for it, it's a shapeshifter. Did the suspense kill you yet? Well, if the not-so-subtle clues in the title and thumbnail didn't give it away, we're talking about the Kushtaka, also known as the Otter Man. It's time to grab your favorite beverage and maybe some snacks because we're about to embark on a thrilling trek into the heart of the Alaskan wilderness. We're here to uncover the secrets, decode the myths, and maybe, just maybe, spot an Otter Man along the way. A quick side note before we dive in, this is your Kushtaka 101, an appetizer if you will. We're gonna skim the surface of the icy depths of this lore, but if you've got an appetite for a deeper dive, you'll find all my sources linked in the description below. Allow me to introduce you to the Kushtaka. It's basically the love child of a werewolf and a mermaid, with an otter thrown in for good measure. The name Kushtaka translates to Land-Otter Man. It sounds more like the title of a quirky kids show until you get a taste of the frosty folklore that it's steeped in. This beastie hails from the southeast Alaskan coast, calling dibs on the territories of the Tlingit tribe. For more reference, we're talking about the Juneau and Sitka areas. These communities have been served piping hot tales of this cryptid for generations, and trust me, each story is more spectacular than the last. Now let's talk about looks. Word has it, the Kushtaka is an eccentric blend of man and otter. We're talking about an otter with humanish tendencies, especially when it feels like going bipedal. But the Kushtaka isn't just an oddity, it's the VIP of tribal folklore, a pillar of cultural and spiritual beliefs. This creature stands for nature's untamed, erratic forces and the razor-thin boundary between life and death in the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness. So when you picture the Kushtaka, don't imagine an otter basking around. Think of a shape-shifting trickster deeply entwined with the culture epitomizing the raw essence of the Alaskan wild. It's less SeaWorld and more Game of Thrones, if you catch my drift. Now, you've probably got that one friend who can't decide whether they're a morning lark or a night owl. Well, imagine that, but make it an otter. The Kushtaka is the grandmaster of identity crisis, the shapeshifter of the north. A whole gamut of character traits is attributed to these critters. They're the ultimate triple threat of folklore, sometimes trickster, occasionally saviors, but always mysterious. The Kushtaka is a shape-shifting Swiss Army knife, switching between human and otter forms depending on your needs. Now here's where it gets interesting. Our otter friends have a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. On one side, they're helpful, projecting illusions of loved ones to comfort the lost, like a furry hallucination in the middle of the wilderness. On the flip side, they're not just comforting you. They're actually grooming you for the otter side. Yes, they transform these poor lost souls into more Kushtakas, and you thought multi-level marketing was a modern phenomenon. Yet, there's a dark side to this shape-shifty fraternity. Some tales speak of the Kushtaka as maritime mischief makers, tricking sailors with fake distress signals, causing mayhem, and even creating new Kushtaka members from their victims. A bit dramatic for an otter, don't you think? It's not always doom and gloom. Sometimes stories are more Disney, painting the Kushtaka as guides and guardians, proving that even a villain can have their moments. Lost in the Alaskan wilderness? Your chances of survival go up if a Kushtaka shows up. You might end up a bit furrier, but hey, you'll be alive. One thing I love about the Kushtaka is the ambiguity. Is it a hero? Is it a villain? It depends on the day, the weather, the storyteller. This fluidity is what keeps these tales fresh, engaging, generation after generation. Now, the Kushtaka is a creature of adaptation. New tales weave in human forms, adding a touch of relatability and increasing the scare factor. After all, a malevolent otter is one thing, but a malevolent otter that looks like your neighbor? That's the stuff of nightmares. Amidst the tales of trickery and transformation, the Kushtaka holds a deep significance within the Tlingit culture. They're more than just stories. They're symbols of the delicate balance between land and sea, reflecting the indigenous belief systems. While the precise moral of the Kushtaka's tale might be as elusive as the creature itself, There's no denying the impact it has on the Tlingit culture. It symbolizes community, harmony, and respect for nature, which we would all learn a thing or two from. The Kushtaka isn't just a cryptid or a legend, it's a testament to a rich cultural identity and a powerful reminder of our relationship with the world around us. So the next time you're out in the wild, remember, keep an eye out for that otter. It might have a tale to tell. Now the Kushtaka, being the overachiever that it is, decided that shapeshifting wasn't enough. I want more, it said. And boy, did it get more. So, shapeshifting, right? That's their party trick. They can morph into whatever they fancy, though they seem to have a soft spot for their otter and human forms. Picture playing hide and seek, but the seeker can turn into anyone or anything. You're looking for a friend, but they're now an otter. It seems a bit unfair. But wait, there's more. These sneaky Ottermen can manipulate their voices too, from a child's innocent cries to a woman's distressed screams. They've got it all down pat. They're like the wilderness's version of a voiceover artist. And then there's their signature triple tone whistle. It's like the original horror movie soundtrack. They say it's so spine-chilling that it can turn you into a human ice sculpture. Some stories even go as far as to say hearing the low, high, low whistle can send you straight to the loony bin. But the piece de resistance of their power set has got to be their soul-stealing antics. Rumor has it the Kushtaka can snatch your soul, trapping you under their furry thumb. No wonder Alaskan natives have been spooked and fascinated by the critters for generations. But believe it or not, there's more. The Kushtaka lore also credits these beings with godlike powers. We're talking about weather control, healing the sick, and maybe even dishing out some good luck. These bonus features really kick the Kushtaka up a notch, casting it in a light that teeters between awe-inspiring and downright terrifying. Now I know what you're thinking. Otters? Adorable little water sausages, right? Not quite. Think less cute and cuddly and more shape-shifting soul stealer. The Kushtaka are not here to play. This is where we delve into the horror movie portion of the Kushtaka saga. When they're not pulling a heroic save-the-day moment, these guys are busy living up to their infamous reputation. They're into some pretty dark stuff, like soul-napping and professional deception. A career path even your most notorious supernatural villains would appreciate. Picture this, you're wandering aimlessly, lost in the icy wilderness. Suddenly, you're ambushed. Not by a pack of wolves, but by your long-lost Uncle Joe. Only it's not Uncle Joe, it's a Kushtaka. And now, you're joining their otter clan. Talk about a radical lifestyle change. Here's the kicker, their shape-shifting abilities aren't just about becoming your favorite person or creature. They're pro-manipulators, luring their victims with a carefully woven web of deception. Once you're close enough, bam, they strike. So here's a survival tip if you ever find yourself in the Alaskan wilderness. Trust nothing and no one. Hear a voice, see a figure in the distance, hold up, pause momentarily and consider, could that be a Kushtaka? The Kushtaka are notorious for their cunning tactics and treacherous tricks, like luring unsuspecting sailors to their untimely ends. They mimic cries of distress, causing mayhem and confusion. The victims, they're either torn apart or join the ranks of the Kushtaka themselves, adding another link to this never-ending chain of terror. Now, before you go labeling the Kushtaka as the bad boys of the cryptid world, let's look at their more humanitarian side. Because believe it or not, they're not all doom, gloom, and soul-stealing shenanigans. Look past their parlor tricks and terrifying transformations, you might see a glimmer of good. Now you may ask, how is being turned into an Otterman hybrid a good thing? Consider the alternative. Freezing to death in the icy Alaskan wilderness. Now a part-time otter gig doesn't sound too shabby, right? Some tales spin a different yarn about our mysterious Kushtaka. Imagine you're lost, frostbite nipping at your toes, when along comes this being. They don't snack on your soul. Instead, they lead you to safety, your own personal fluffy guardian angel. There's no free lunch in the wild, and there's small print to this rescue operation. To save you, our friend the Kushtaka needs to give you a quick otter makeover. But let's face it, when you're on the brink of becoming an ice sculpture, getting your otter card might not seem too far-fetched. So the Kushtaka, spooky? Yes. Terrifying? Absolutely. But they also embody survival against the odds and a curious testament to the intricate bond between humans and the wild. Remember, sometimes a savior comes in the furriest of packages, even if that package is a cryptid from Alaskan folklore. Let's say, hypothetically, you find yourself in a staring contest with a Kushtaka. Fear not, my friend, there's a survival guide. And in case of extreme duress, remember, when all else fails, pee your pants. And given the circumstances, that might be the easiest thing you'll do all day. Because as it turns out, even a supernatural Otterman has standards, and the smell of human urine is where they draw the line. So what are your other options when up against a soul-stealing, shape-shifting Kushtaka? Well, these critters reportedly have a serious distaste for copper. If you've got Alaska on your travel itinerary, might I suggest adding a copper amulet to your shopping list. Then we have fire, a universal mythical creature repellent. Nothing says stay away quite like a big blazing fire. And bonus, it's a double-edged sword. Not only will it keep you Kushtaka free, but it'll also stave off frostbite. But don't forget your trusty canine companion. There's something about dogs that Kushtakas can't stand. Maybe it's the barking, or maybe it's the inherent good boyness. Either way, having your doggo along might be the best no Kushtaka allowed sign you could ask for. Plus, who could say no to a furry cuddle buddy in the middle of nowhere? And finally, if the chips are down and you're fresh out of copper, firewood, and canine companions, there's the pee option. It seems the Kushtaka have a nope policy for the scent of human urine. Honestly, I can't say I blame them. And it's not just Kushtakas. Many wild animals have a strict pee and retreat policy. So when in doubt, mark your territory. Trust me, it's probably the least weird thing you'll do if facing a Kushtaka. Kushtaka sightings? Photos. Well, we're not exactly swimming in selfies of them clutching today's newspaper, but between whispers of Alaskan natives and the claims of hikers lost and then found, there's a cornucopia of tales to pick through, each juicier than the last. These accounts range from the seen it to believe it moments involving humanoid figures who morph into otters quicker than you can say Kushtaka, to mysterious whistles bouncing off the mountain peaks. You know, the usual shapeshifter stuff. We've yet to score concrete, indisputable proof of a Kushtaka, but the sheer volume of shared experiences does make you wonder if there's more to this folklore. Or maybe the Alaskan cold messes with your head. So if you venture into the Alaskan wilderness, keep your ears perked for that haunting whistle and your eyes peeled for those otter-like shadows. And maybe, most importantly, remember to respect the locals. You're in Kushtaka country now. Now let's dive into the accounts that have kept us all up at night. My favorite Kushtaka encounters range from TV producers catching the Kushtaka bug and dedicating their life's work to unraveling the mystery, to a casual observer who gets the show of their life when that cute otter stands up on its hind legs and gives them a knowing nod. Yes, you heard that right. We've got chilling stories dating back to the early 1900s, with 4 prospectors claiming to have rubbed elbows with a Kushtaka near a crescent moon-shaped lake. Even a fur trapper vanished into thin air in search of his missing pooch, leaving us with a mystery colder than winter in Juneau. Then, of course, we've got the skeptics who'd have you believe that all those Kushtaka sightings were just misidentified river otters doing their thing. But those in the know keep an ear out for that distinctive 3-tone whistle. the Kushtaka's signature soundtrack. The legends warn us of Kushtaka's cunning, their ability to mimic the cries of a child in distress to reel in their prey. Once ensnared, it's a grisly game of death or transformation. As of now, our friend the Kushtaka remains a delightful enigma, yet to be rubber-stamped by the scientific community. But we've got many stories and patterns: the otter-like appearance, the supernatural shape-shifting, the whistle that sends shivers down your spine. And while we may not have that definitive evidence just yet, we've got a damned good story to tell around the fire. The Kushtaka in pop culture. It's made quite a splash, pun intended, in novels, comics, and even video games. If you've clocked in hours in The Forest or turned the pages of David Roberts' The Terror, then you've already been acquainted with our fur-coated, spine-chilling buddies. The Kushtaka, with its duality of being as terrifying as a haunted house and as complex as a murder mystery, has served as juicy inspiration for many storytellers, extending its legend beyond the tribal tales. In games like The Forest, the Kushtaka plays the perfect antagonist, ratcheting up the chills with every shapeshift and ghostly whistle. Meanwhile, novels such as The Terror tap into their mystery, making the Kushtaka a symbol of the terrifying unknown. But don't think it's all goosebumps and screams. The Kushtaka has also found its niche in children's literature and animated series, portrayed as a mischievous, if more friendly, presence. It's nice to know that it has range, right? Breaking free of the chains of oral tradition, the Kushtaka has waddled its way into modern media. Its legend brought to life in novels like Bill Schweigert's The Beast of Barcroft and the bone-chilling film Kushtaka. Talk about a creature feature. And it doesn't stop there. TV shows like Missing in Alaska, Soul-Stealing Shapeshifters, and the episode The Otter Man from Alaska Monsters have made sure our screen time is filled with our favorite furry fiends. So whether you're a gamer, a bookworm, or a serial binge watcher, keep your eyes peeled for the Kushtaka. It's become a mainstay in popular culture, and remember, next time you see a cute otter pop up on your screen, be prepared for more than just a fluffy tail. Well, folks, there you have it. I hope this mind-blowing tour down Kushtaka Lane has enriched your understanding of the legend and left your brain buzzing with the enigma it presents. Now it's time to flip the script and hear from you. Have you had a close encounter of the Kushtaka kind? Or perhaps a different cryptid has caught your fancy? Spill the beans in the comments below. Your contributions fuel this community. Trust me, I'm all ears for your cryptid encounters and theories. If this deep dive into the cryptid world has left you thirsting for more, show me some love. Smash the like button, drop a comment, and share this video to enlighten others who share our intrigue. Don't forget to subscribe and ding that notification bell, ensuring that you never miss out on a cryptid treasure trove of content. But hey, why stop at the surface when there's so much more to uncover? By joining our YouTube tribe, you gain VIP access to exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Plus, you get to rub elbows with a community of fellow cryptid enthusiasts who share your insatiable curiosity. Go ahead, just hit the join button and get in on the action. Remember, always keep your eyes peeled and your wits about you. The world is a Pandora's box of mysteries just waiting for you to crack it open. Continue to explore, to question, and never let that thirst for truth dry up. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and remember this journey into the unknown is an adventure all in its own. And don't forget, the truth may be elusive, but we'll fish it out of the unknown depths together. So keep that copper handy until our next adventure.